Okay.
You guys like my necklace? It's a family heirloom.
Yes. What up? I'm Sam. Today I'm gonna try vlogging. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna make some coffee. Okay, so I am currently reading The Deep by Nick Cutter. And I had read The Troop last month, and I really liked it. I am noticing now with his second book that I don't know if I love Nick Cutter's writing. It's not bad. Like, I think he tells good stories, but he has like a lot of vocabulary buzzwords, and it feels really like what gunners would do in high school to try and like sound really smart is like, oh, I'm gonna go to thesaurus.com and like pick a better word. And it's like, I can't remember the last time I've had to look up a word, but I always have to look up words when I'm reading his books, and it feels kind of forced. I don't know. Maybe I'm not making any sense, but I don't know. I don't know why I'm like all of a sudden roasting the shit out of Nick Cutter, and it's like not even 9 a.m. But yeah, I'm reading The Deep. I am liking it despite the last 30 seconds of what I've just said. I do feel like The Troop got into it a little faster. Like, that was like chapter 1, we were going, and this is sort of like, you know, the build up of like, we got to get to the Marianas Trench and all of that. But yeah, I guess I didn't even say what this book is about, but basically there's like this plague where people get something called the gets, where they start forgetting things, and then basically it's deadly. So they think that there's like some potential cure down in the Marianas Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean. I think it's near Australia, but I don't know. But I have pretty high hopes for this because I have a very deep fear and respect of the ocean and like the deep sea. I think that, yeah, it's a lot of it's unexplored, and like there could be anything down there. And like what we've found in the deep sea so far is like pretty scary shit. So yeah, I'm reading this today, and I have a big stack of books from my unhaul video that I still have to get rid of. So I'm hoping to go and get rid of those today. Yeah, and then tomorrow I'm going to be doing some book shopping. That's part of why I want to sell those, because I want to get some cash to buy some books, because there's a bunch of new releases that I actually want to buy, which is very unlike me. I don't usually like to buy new releases. I like to wait and see, kind of see how they're received. And, you know, there's just like so many older books that I still like have yet to read. And I mean, I just put out my physical TBR video, so clearly I have like a lot of books already that I should be reading, but that's fine. We're not going to think about that. We're just going to think about the sheer bliss we're going to feel when we buy new books, brand new books. There's like a difference there. You know, it's like, it's fun to buy it's fun to buy things, period. So like buying used books obviously is what I mostly do, or in this case I got this at the library, so I'm doing my best. But the bliss you feel from buying stuff. Buying used books is fun. Buying new books, I don't know what it is. It's like my brain is like, it's newer, so it's better. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. It's just, it's how I am. So tomorrow I'm going to go be buying new books. So yeah, but for today we're going to be reading The Deep. We're going to be drinking some coffee. I got to give my cat her blood pressure meds. And then we're going to go sell some books. Okay, so I am on page 152. So I've made it to part 3, chapter 9. I mean, I guess this is like kind of spoilery, so like if you want to like skip ahead, you can. So the main character is Luke, and he's a vet. He's a veterinarian. So he's going to the Marianas Trench because his brother is one of the scientists who's down in the trench. There's like a station above sea that's like on top of the ocean, or like, you know, on top of the water. And then like there's like a station down in the trench. So his brother's down in the trench, and they've like been communicating with the station up top, but they've lost communication with the brother. And the last communication they had with him was him asking for his brother. So yeah, if you're wondering like what business does a veterinarian have going down into the Marianas fucking Trench, apparently that. I got some issues with the book so far, and you know, I think I'm kind of annoying because it's really hard for me to suspend my disbelief with sci-fi horror because the science is like just so grossly wrong most of the time. You know, they set up the brother, the scientist brother, as being like this, like, you know, prodigy, this like really brilliant mind, which I think is fine. But no matter how brilliant a scientist is, they are still going to choose a distinction. And it's very clear that the brother is interested in cancer biology. He's a cancer biologist. So, like, while I think he would be interested in what they are finding down in the trench for applications to cancer biology, there is no way in hell this cancer biologist brother would be down in the trench, like being the one actively harvesting this material. That would just not be happening at all. I mean, you know, what I could buy is him being like the first scientist to, you know, use this material as, you know, a potential application or potential therapeutic for cancer studies and things like that. That I could totally buy. But there's no way in hell he'd be down in the trench. And on top of that, there are only 3 scientists total that we know of stationed down in the trench. And that's just like so unbelievable to me because I don't know, it just that trope of like scientists in sci-fi and horror movies being like they just know everything about every scientific field in the world is really annoying to me because scientists are actually have really specific training, and they are, you know, have really distinct subsets of knowledge. So for this cancer biologist brother, even though he is like a prodigy, he's brilliant, he's top of his field, all of that, I'm sorry, he's a cancer biologist. He's not going to know shit about marine biology or testing novel materials from the freaking Marianas Trench. He just wouldn't have that skill set. And I don't know, I'm not saying he like couldn't learn it, but I just don't think that he would be the first person to be tapped to go down in the trench. So I don't know. I'm trying to not be like such a freaking Debbie Downer and just let myself enjoy this. Sam, can you just like let me enjoy this, brain? Let me enjoy it. But as much as I'm complaining, I promise I think I am liking it. You know, he does a good job of like building tension, and like he leaves the chapter on like a cliffhanger, and he's like, oh my god, and then I saw, what am I seeing? And then it's like, okay, I gotta go to the next chapter, you know? So I'm having a fun time with it, but I don't sugarcoat things. So yeah, part 3, chapter 9, they just got down the veterinarian and his, you know, there's like some like Navy lieutenant woman with him who like navigated the sub down. Oh, okay, I promise, last thing I'm going to complain about for this, you know, portion. So it's this veterinarian man, Luke, the main character, and this Navy lieutenant named Al, and she's like navigating or driving the submarine, which just contains those 2, down to the base in the trench. And, you know, this whole time they're talking about like, yeah, down in the trench, it's like desolate. And it's the freaking ocean. It's so vast. And like, anyway, I'm like stalling on complaining. But like on their way down, there's like obviously like the usual like things they have to like that are kind of suspenseful. Like they have to make sure they like don't like go down too quickly because they have to like slowly like get the pressure right so that they don't like implode. And their like bodies can adjust to the fact that they're like going down. Which like, okay, fine and good. But then it's like they have like 3 separate encounters with like different sea creatures who are like trying to attack the submarine while they're going down. And it's just like, bro, that would not happen. You know, they like get attacked by a fucking giant squid. And it's like, bro, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. That's not happening. That didn't happen. You want to know why? Because we have only had like a handful of documented encounters with giant squids. So I'm sorry, but there's no way that your tiny fucking submarine is gonna like alert a giant squid. Like they are like a really reclusive type of species, and they are like, there's just no way. There's no fucking way that you would be attacked by a giant squid. So that just felt very like, you know, Nick Cutter was just like, oh yeah, they're going down to the Marianas Trench. I want them to get attacked by a giant squid. It's like, I don't know, just not realistic. I just had to complain about it. And you know, it would be one thing if it was like they got attacked by one thing, but it was like three separate things. It was like there was like a viper fish like swarm that came and was like, you know, all on the glass. And then there was like a sperm whale that like sideswiped them and like they got like, you know, rocked and stuff. And then the fucking giant squid. It's like, there's no way. It's like, is your submarine like coated in bait? What the fuck? I don't know. This is becoming a very complaining vlog. I think I'm liking it. I think so. So anyway, I'm going to keep reading it. And then I also forgot to mention I'm going to go to a workout class. So maybe after that I'll be more positive. I don't know. Okay, I have some chores I want to do around the house. So I'm going to take a break from the deep and instead switch to the audiobook I'm listening to, which is Idaho by Emily Ruskovich. Gotta get my Christmas decor down because I freaking suck and it's still up at the end of February. So yeah, gonna listen to my audiobook and get this shit taken down. So I got the mantle cleared and instead just put up some books. Most of those are library books and then just like coffee table type books. I really like decorating with books. And obviously like my library books change. So these are my library books and they're in order of when they are due. So if it's like not an aesthetically pleasing array, that's why. And then I just got like a Junji Ito art book and yeah, some coffee table books, astrology books that are like my favorite. Candle with my cat on it. Medusa candle because my cat's name is also Medusa. And then just a little Inosuke plush from Demonslayer. And then a little solar system diorama up there. So that's the new mantle for spring. This is Medusa. She's 14. She's a Maine Coon mix. God, why does it sound like I'm trying to like pimp her out, like to be on like The Bachelorette? She's a Scorpio. And she is the light of my freaking life. So cute, aren't you, buddy? She's laying on her favorite pink blanket, which we have folded just how she likes. And she was very distressed by me taking down all the Christmas decor. And she's glad it's quieter now. I also decorated the top of my roll top desk. And I forgot to show you what the Christmas decor was like, but there was decor there. I took it down. And now I just put up some art and some little trinkets. These little skull and ghost candles my sister got me. So yeah, I finished putting away my Christmas decor. Now I'm going to get ready to go to the gym and then go sell some books. See you in a bit. I just got done at the gym and I had a pretty good workout. It's only 27 degrees outside right now, 27 degrees Fahrenheit, but this sunshine and this McDonald's Diet Coke are both single-handedly curing my depression right now. I just passed a police officer and I'm now anxious that he's going to pull me over, even though I firmly have a single hand on the wheel. Looks like he's not pulling out, so I think I'm in the clear. But, yeah, I just got done at the gym. I had smashed my thumb in my car door like a couple weeks ago. And it's still pretty, you know, pretty juicy, pretty bruised. I kept freaking smashing it between my plates when I was racking my weights today. So my thumb is a little tender. But apart from that, it was a good workout. Yeah, So we got some sunshine, we got some freaking Diet Coke, some adrenaline and serotonin coursing through the veins from my workout. Things are feeling good. Things are looking good. I'm excited for the day. I'll talk to you guys again when I'm on my way to sell books. Okay, bye.
I was falling through the sky on the waves of time for 1,000,000,000 miles. In the wildest of my dreams, I was going down the rabbit hole to the other side.
Okay, so I sold some books and got some cash. I also found one of the new releases that I wanted to get. So I got that. I won't say exactly what it is yet. And then I found kind of an unexpected horror find at this Half Price Books. So usually my Half Price Books horror section sucks. It's like just all the same Stephen King and Dean Koontz novels, and Anne Rice too. But yeah, they had one that was good enough that I got. So got some money, got a couple books. So now I'm gonna go home and then buy more books tomorrow. So I realized I never updated you guys on How Idaho by Emily Ruskovich has been going. So I'm listening to it on audiobook, and I really don't like the woman that they've selected to narrate the story. Like really, really don't like it. And you know, I don't want to DNF it just on that basis alone, but my library doesn't have a physical copy of this book. So it's not like I can even switch over to like reading a physical copy. So I really want to try to give it more of a chance and see if I'll like it, because I think that the premise is really promising, and it's such a, I think it has good bones, you know. So just like a short synopsis is that we start out from the point of view of this woman who's married to a man who had a previous marriage and 2 daughters. And some tragedy occurred in his first marriage, so basically his daughters and wife are no longer around. And from the point of view of this new wife, you're sort of trying to figure out like what exactly happened, because the husband doesn't really like to talk about it. He's got a lot of grief and, you know, his own stuff going on. So I think that's a pretty cool premise that could be really interesting. But I don't know, the writing and the characters just aren't really speaking to me. They're not really doing anything for me. And I definitely went into this with pretty high hopes, because I've recently gotten more into literary horror. Like I just finished Threats by Amelia Gray, and I loved it, and I'm really excited to talk about that in my February wrap up. And I think this could technically be considered literary, maybe not so much horror, you know, maybe just more like literary fiction with darker themes. But the writing isn't really doing anything for me. Nothing has really stuck out to me or really spoken to me, and I just really am not connecting with the characters. And I really freaking hate how the narrator does the husband's voice. It's like, I feel like I could do a better voice. So I don't know, I'm about 38% of the way into the book. And every time I listen to it, like I listened to it while I was taking down my Christmas decor today, I listened to it on the way to Half Price Books. It's like, man, I feel like I just like listened for such a long time, and then when I look at how far into the book I am, it's like, really, I'm only 38% of the way in, and I'm kind of just dreading the rest. So this is the first time I've really felt a strong urge to not finish a book. I think I'm at least gonna give it until halfway, give it till 50%, and then if I just can't do it anymore, I think I might DNF. It could be my first DNF. So this vlog could be spicier than anticipated with a DNF. Stay tuned. What up? So it's the next day, and I am going to my kickboxing class. I haven't read any more of The Deep or listened to any more of Idaho because my sister and her fiance came into town last night, but they are going to go book shopping with me and another one of my friends today. I kind of talked to my sister last night about Idaho to see, because she's like a DNF queen. She's like, if I am not vibing with a book, life is too short to read books that you don't like. So I think I'm still gonna give Idaho, like, get to 50% at least. But then if it's still not doing anything for me, I think I'm just gonna not finish it. And that's just life. And then I can move on to other books that I want to read. I'll update you guys once I get done with my workout class. So I just got done my kickboxing class, and it was really good. It's my favorite freaking class. I think anyone that says they like exercising is, like, that's not the correct way to say it. I don't think anyone likes exercising. They've just found a type of movement that they like doing. So yeah, I don't like exercising, but I like cardio kickboxing. And basically anything that will allow me to get one step closer to being Jennifer Lopez in the hit movie Enough, that's the type of exercise that I enjoy doing, you know? Let out some anger, let out some stress, and beat the shit out of my imaginary abusive ex-husband. So let's go buy some books. It's so dark. Yeah, she's right there.
Oh, right there.
Gilly! Say hi to the vlog.
Hello. Hi. Rose by the Front Bottoms. It's a, what is it called when there's less songs? EP. It's an EP. Hold this. And then we have Churches. Every Open Eye. It's good. Who doesn't love Churches? And then Olivia Rodrigo, Sour.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I am waiting on a couple more books to come in because I want to open those. I want to open the book mail at the same time so I can do like my big haul all together instead of like just doing like the haul of what we bought while we were out shopping and then doing a separate like little baby haul from what I ordered. Anyway, I wasn't gonna vlog because yeah, I was just gonna lie to you guys and be like, yep, we went book shopping and then here's our haul. But it's definitely a couple days after book shopping, and just went to Trader Joe's. Every time I go there, a cashier, it's like the nicest cashier I've ever had. And they always compliment my outfits. They always are like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You are like the best thing that's happened to me today. And I'm just like, bro, can I buy my Mandarin orange chicken, please? You're like being too nice to me. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know. Is it just my Trader Joe's? Is my Trader Joe's just like trying to gas people up day in and day out, or is this like a Trader Joe's wide thing? I mean, I'm not complaining. It's amazing. I like go in there and I like come out in a great mood because I was just like showered with compliments. You know, while we're here and we are being honest with each other, I have to come clean and tell you that I DNF'd Idaho, and I didn't even give it until 50% like I said I would. I just was like making excuses to not listen to it anymore. I don't want to listen to it. And well, I've been reading The Deep by Nick Cutter, and I also got that on audiobook, and it's February 28th today. So I'm really scrambling to try and finish that so I can just, you know, I like starting each month like clean, like fresh, like no, I'm not in the middle of any books. Got my Dunkies. yeah, listening to The Deep by Nick Cutter to try and crank that out. I'm actually enjoying the audiobook. So, I mean, earlier in the vlog, I was really bagging on Nick Cutter. It's a good book. I'm having fun. I'm liking it. But I think just bad scientific representation gets me riled up. So, oh, that's good. Oh, fuck, that's good. But the next clip should be the haul. Should be.
You guys like my necklace? It's a family heirloom.
Okay guys, books are here. My books that I was waiting on finally came in. So time for the haul. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is an indie horror book, and I believe this is a debut novella. The cover kind of sucked me in, but that is Nana by Mark Towse. And yeah, it just looks freaking awesome. It's pretty short. I love the size too. It's like sort of it's kind of an uncommon size. I think this is supposed to just be like a spooky grandma type story. I don't really know too much about it. Apart from her grandson, Ollie, comes to stay with her for the weekend, and she lives in like an assisted facility home. And she's sort of like she takes care of a lot of the other residents, but then Ollie starts to notice kind of like weird things happening. Really excited to read this one. I believe this came out in 2020. Yeah, this came out in 2020. And this is when I had to special order. I couldn't find it in any of the stores. Next, well, I kind of alluded to this in my February wrap-up video, but I had ordered Threats by Amelia Gray. So this is one that I just ranted about in my February wrap-up about how much I loved it, and I had listened to it on audiobook, which was phenomenal. But now I was so moved by the novel, I want to go back and read a physical copy, and I'm actually going to annotate this copy. So excited for this. The cover is, I still don't really know what that is. The main character finds a bunch of like threats on little pieces of paper throughout the novel, so I'm wondering if those are supposed to be like rolled up pieces of paper. But it's got like a nice matte cover. I just love a nice soft paperback. I'm a sucker for a good paperback. So yeah, Threats by Amelia Gray. I am so excited about this one. Next was something since I enjoyed Threats so much, I just was wanting more Amelia Gray in my life. So I ordered Gutshot by Amelia Gray. And this is a collection of short stories. I'm assuming I'm gonna love this because her writing is just so, I just love it. Unless something's drastically different here, I really don't imagine I won't love it. The cover is just like gorge. It's kind of, it looks like, you know, like anatomical drawing of the like the neck, but then there's also like, looks like kind of like coffee splatter stains, and then the spine's really cool. Another kind of like nice matte paperback. Really excited about this one. I hope I like it. Next is another one that I actually talked about in my February wrap up, and I have all the books that I bought in this nice little ominous positivity tote that says "Be nice to yourself or else." And it has a frog in cowboy boots. And after I bought them all, I left them in this bag, and I like told myself like, just leave them in there, even though I wanted to like look at them and like fawn over them. But I was like, I gotta save it so I can share it with the channel. But there was one that I just couldn't resist dipping my toe into. So I did actually already read this one in February, and that is Demonslayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Stories of Water and Flame. This was phenomenal. You know, it's a prequel to the main series, and it's awesome. So I will definitely be buying this entire series. I actually found this one at Half Price Books. I didn't know Half Price Books was selling new copies of books now, so they actually had a brand new copy of this, and it was $1 cheaper than, you know, other stores. So yes. Next is another manga, and it's another series that I'm collecting. So I read a lot of series, but there are only like a select few that I have decided to collect. And that's mostly just because there can be so many volumes in a series. So I have to really love a series for me to want to purchase the physical copies. But that series is Blood on the Tracks, and this is volume 4. So I already have the first 3 volumes here. If you're not familiar with this is psychological horror, I would say horror, but kind of psychological thriller manga by Shuzo Oshimi, and he's a really prolific horror manga artist and author, I would say. But this is just phenomenal. This is really scary stuff. I think it's scary because it's like real, like this sort of thing is like happening right now. It's sort of like the horror of family and the people that you are sometimes stuck with, and the horror of just these real life situations, and really like the horror of being a child and being at the mercy of basically just the adults around you. So I really like this series. I really love the art style. It's very unnerving. Yeah, I was hooked from, I think, like the first chapter, pretty much. If you're interested in horror and you like manga, you should really, really be checking out this series. I had said earlier in the vlog that my Half Price Books usually sucks in that it just has, they always have the same kind of like dusty horror novels, and there's not really anything new, and sort of like lesser known horror is kind of the stuff that I'm interested in. So I was super, super stoked when I found this copy of In the House in the Dark of the Woods, and this is by Laird Hunt, I believe. I hope I'm saying that right, but I don't know. I don't really know too much about this. This was just one that I had put on my, want to read list. When I saw it at Half Price Books, I was like, damn, I'm gonna snap this up, because I like to buy used when I can, but it's still in like really great condition. It's pretty much new. It's just over 200 pages. It's a short little novel, and I believe it's set in like colonial America. It's sort of like historical, I think, and it's supposed to be like in, the spookiness of the woods, and someone's wife goes missing, so cover is looking really solid. Yeah, I'm excited. I was able to find a used copy of this. Okay, next is one I haven't even opened yet. Yay! I think I know what this is, but I wanted to, I guess I shouldn't show you. Yeah, I was like dying to open this, this whole time, and I was like, no, you have to save it. So we are gonna open it together. I really like these nails, but I'm not used to having long nails. I feel like they're just such a debuff to my manual dexterity, but we're doing it. Opening it, and we're not gonna cut ourselves. Okay. Dang, this thing is freaking gorgeous. Okay, I ordered Slewfoot by Brom, A Tale of Bewitchery. Dang, this is a really nice hardcover. Wow, this is gorgeous. I think I pretty much bought this like based on the cover. Even the back is just like really beautiful. It says it's a tale of bewitchery. It takes place in Connecticut in 1666. So I think it's gonna be sort of like a witchy, like maybe Salem witch trials type story. The author is also a fantastic artist. He did the cover art and all of the art included. He includes like full color portraits of the characters. And that's just like so gorge, so freaking cool. Love that. That's just so freaking awesome. It almost seems like it's like a storybook, but for like adults who like horror, which is, that's my brand. I'm really excited for this one. This is one that I've been wanting to read for a really long time, and my library didn't have it. And that's another thing, is I really only ever buy stuff if it's something I really want to read, and my library doesn't have it. So really excited for this one. I hope it's as beautiful inside as it looks on the outside. Okay, next is a new release, and this is one that, again, I'm not usually huge on new releases, but sometimes there's just something about a new release where I'm like, I gotta read that right away. And that is Jawbone by Mónica Ojeda. This is about two women who are close friends, and then one of the friends ends up like in a hostage situation, and she's like estranged from the other one. So that seems kind of crazy, and I think this is supposed to be like literary horror. So I'm really excited to dive into more literary horror, hopefully find more stuff that's like Threads, because I loved Threads. It originally came out in 2017, but the translation just came out at the end of February. Another nice soft cover. Okay, next was one that basically I went out shopping, and I was like, had my list of books that I wanted to get. And I'm pretty disciplined when I go out and I have a list, I stick to my list. But this time, I just saw something that I had to get. And that is this Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition of Lord of the Flies. Fantastic cover. I'm assuming that's Jack on the cover. He's got some blood on his mouth. We got the boar on the back. One thing I don't like is these serrated pages. I don't love that. That's very like series of unfortunate events. I love, like I said, love a good soft cover. I love the graphic design, and then it has sort of like even like a cool inside cover, got a cool back cover, just like another nice matte cover. I don't know, that seems like it's kind of the trend with books with soft covers is a nice matte cover, but I'm not complaining. I love that. So I love Lord of the Flies. So this just seemed like something that I really needed for my collection. That's what I'm going to tell myself. I'm still going to keep my old copy, because this is the like copy I read in high school, so it's kind of sentimental to me. I'm going to have two copies of 2 copies of Lord of the Flies now. My little stack. It's growing. Gotta have some of my coffee. Okay, so next was one for my list. And this is one that's been out for a while, so it's not like, I mean, it's very exciting for me. I'm like so stoked. That is Deserter by Junji Ito. So this is a new collection of short stories. Honestly, just anytime Junji Ito publishes something, I buy it. And that's gonna be how it is for the rest of my life. Looks like of these stories, I've only read Long Hair in the Attic. So I'm excited because a lot of times his story collections include a lot of ones that I've already read, but this looks like it's gonna be all ones that I have not had previous experience with. So I'm really excited. I love Junji Ito. He is a horror god. So excited to read this one. Okay, next. Okay. Oh, I kind of like, since I left them in the bag, I kind of forgot that I got this one, and I'm like so hyped about it. Okay, so this is one where, again, I'm just like so excited about literary horror now. And one literary horror author that I have heard really great things about is Brian Evenson. So I was actually able to find one of his short story collections at my local like indie bookstore. As soon as I saw like his name, I was like, there's no way that's the Brian Evenson. But then sure enough, this is, I think, his latest short story collection. I'm also trying to get more into reading short stories because I just think that they are a cool format and I want to read more and find more that I like. And okay, this has a great blurb on the back by Mona Awad. She's the author of Bunny, and I just read and loved that. She says, literary horror at its most existential, visceral, and wonderful. These strange stories build upon each other to create an uncanny shadow universe, rich, vivid, and shimmering with every kind of terror. Good enough for me. Good enough for me. The cover, I gotta say, isn't that like visually appealing. Maybe I'll get it more after I, read some of them, but either way, I am excited to dip my toe into another, literary horror king's world. Oh, okay, the last two I'm so excited for. And I didn't put them in like any specific order either. I literally just left them in the jumbled mess in the bag because I wanted to I'm so fucking excited. Okay. So this was the book where it kind of motivated me to okay, maybe I should go book shopping, because these were ones that were all mostly ones where I was like, yep, I want those eventually. But then this one was like, okay, it's coming out. Let's just go. There are books I've been wanting. Let's go. This is surprisingly a young adult horror, which I don't think I have any experience in young adult horror. That is Ecstasia by Claire Legrand. And again, I am a sucker for a good cover. So this cover is great. It's beautiful. This is a hardcover, which again, I'm not normally a hardcover person. Without the dust jacket, it is just, normal black. Got some red lettering. Again, another sort of witchy horror story. She lives in this village and there's a beast in the woods that has killed some of the village people. On the cover it says girl crossed out, saint crossed out, and then it says witch. So I'm sure she's gonna get accused of witchcraft at some point, and I look forward to it. Okay, and last but not least, we have one that I was not expecting to buy. This has been one I've been wanting to read for years. Basically ever since I discovered Junji Ito. I need to read some more of the old classic horror manga artists. And we went to a comic book store while we were book shopping, and I happened to find this at a comic book store. So that is The Drifting Classroom by Kazuo Umez. And again, he is one of the seminal horror manga artists, and definitely he's a huge influence on Junji Ito. If you've read Uzumaki, you can see that this influenced Uzumaki. And I love you can tell it's an old-timey manga by just the art style and how he drew the eyes and stuff like that. I'm really excited to get into this one. This is, again, it's a classic, and she's thick. The cover is amazing. It's another nice matte. Looks like the outside of the school is getting destroyed. You see a little boy probably about to die. Just beautiful. Even just how you can see the classroom is cut off down here, and it's sort of warbly, and then it's continues up here. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous design choices. So I just bought the first one. I'm, again, assuming I'm gonna love it, so I will eventually be buying the second and third one. I think the synopsis is basically a school vanishes with people inside of it. The students and the teachers that are still left in the school are like teleported or transported to this like wasteland, and it's sort of like the horror that ensues because of that. So really looking forward to delving into this classic. I feel like it is my duty to do that as a horror manga fan. So I'm hoping I love it, and I'm just so excited to read these books. I probably should have like done it opposite, because all my heavier books are on top and then my skinny little paperbacks are on the bottom. That is the book haul, and I'm really excited to read these. I have a bunch of library books that I need to read, but I know some of these little bad boys are going to be making their way into my March in some capacity. I loved doing this. This was great. Thanks for coming along on this little journey with me. Hope you had fun. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me screech into the void about books. I hope you stick around. I'll see you next time, okay?